Alright, good afternoon everyone. My name is Specialist Esposito and today I'm going to be an instructor for today's training. Before we get into any of that, I've got a safety brief for y'all. So the overall risk assessment for today is low. We do have some safety hazards we do have to go over. First of all, there is the weather. This is South Florida. It does rain here a lot. To counteract that, I have looked at the forecast today and it is not expected to rain today. So the second thing we have to worry about is wildlife in the area. There are raccoons, possums, and stray cats. To counteract this threat, anytime someone sees an animal, we're going to let everyone know so that we know to avoid it, move out of the way if we have to. We are not going to engage the wildlife or anything of that nature. Final safety hazard is dehydration. It is hot out. You always need water. You were instructed to bring a water source. I've got mine. Everyone seems to have theirs, so that's good. All right. So, today's training is going to cover conducting surveillance without the aid of electrical devices. So, before we go into the training about that, I'm going to give a foreign disclosure. This is foreign disclosure 1. This training product has been reviewed by the training developers in coordination with the G2 Fort Benning, Georgia Foreign Disclosure Office. This training product can be used to instruct international military students from all approved countries without restriction. Alright. Moving on, the conditions for today's training are you are a member of a squad or team in a defensive position and must conduct surveillance within your assigned sector during both daylight and limited visibility, i.e. nighttime. Some iterations should be performed in MOP 4. Today's training will not be conducted during low light. We will only be doing it during the day, and we will not be using MOP 4. So your standards are identify potential activity indicators and conduct visual search of your assigned sector. Submit a salute reports as required. All right, now watch this demonstration. H2, this is Guardian 2-1. Salute report to follow when ready. So, size is unknown. Activity is rating defensive positions. Location is Echo Zulu 1337 1337. Uniform is unknown. Time is 16:16 Eastern Standard Time. Equipment is E-Tool. Alright, and that concludes this demonstration. So, give you an overview of everything that I just did. What I did is I did both a rapid and a deliberate scan of my sector. I noticed indications of activity, and then I submitted a salute report. So, let's go over everything that you're going to have to do to be a go at this training. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to conduct a visual scan. You're actually going to have to conduct 2 visual scans of your sector. So the first visual scan you're going to do is a rapid scan. This is a scan that you do to rapidly cover everything within your sector, and you're doing this to identify any immediate threats or anything that you need to deal with right away. And to conduct this rapid scan, you're just going to determine the limits of your sector from the far left to the far right, and you are going to just scan everything from either right to left, or in my case, left to right. Then you're going to move out about 100 meters. You're going to scan going the other way, covering everything in that sector. Once you reach the limit, you're going to go out another 100 meters. stand back across over that portion of the sector, and you're going to push out another 100 meters, and you're going to stand out to do that all the way, and you're going to do that pretty much throughout all your visible range. So once the rapid scan is complete, and you've determined that there's no immediate things that you need to respond to, you're going to move on to a deliberate scan, a slow scan. And what you're going to do for that is you're going to essentially repeat the rapid scan, only this time you're going to start at a pause, and you're going to go over your sector very slowly and methodically. You're not just looking for anything that immediately catches your attention. You're trying to get an idea of every detail in that sector. You're looking for anything that needs your attention. And then again, you're going to push out 100 meters. You're going to keep that pause, and then you're going to slowly and deliberately cover everything. Take notes of just about anything you can. What kind of folds is there? Any movement? And you're going to continue in this process over the same sector that you did for your rapid scan. So, during your scans, what you're going to be doing is you're going to try to be identifying indicators of activity. So to do that, so for doing that, what you're doing is you're trying to find anything to indicate someone has been there. Either they're there presently, or there's signs that they were there recently. And the things you're looking for is you're looking for people, you're looking for equipment, you're looking for any kind of activity, if anything that's just not supposed to be in that sector of its own accord. And so, once you're done identifying indicators of activity in your sector, you're going to move on to sending up a salute report. So that salute report, what it's going to include is it's going to include the size, activity, location, uniform, time, and equipment that you observed during your scans. So size is going to be the number of personnel or vehicles that you saw when you were doing your scan. You're going to give a numeric description of how many you saw. During my salute report, I didn't see any personnel, but I did notice activity, so I'm going to send up a no. Because there was activity, that doesn't mean there wasn't anyone, it just was that I didn't see them, so they are a no. After that, I am going to move on to give a description of what I saw being done during my salute report. So in this case, I saw that a e-tool over there had been used to begin creating a defensive position. Someone was starting to make a trench. So I included that in my salute report. After I completed giving out the activity, I gave the location. The location is either going to be your grid coordinates for the area you're operating in and where you saw the observation at, or you can give a distance and direction from your position. So I could have also said that it was 30 meters due northeast of my position. So after you've given out the location, you're going to give a uniform, and the uniform is you're going to describe what you saw the personnel wearing. You're going to try and give an idea of which forces are in the area, if they're our forces, if they're enemy forces, if they're non-combatants, if they're friendly forces, partner nations, anything of that nature. You're still going to send that up in your salute report. Then you're going to give the time. You're going to give the time of when you notice the observation occurring. You're going to give it based on the time zone you are in. For us, it's Eastern Standard Time. And then after that, you are going to give a description of the equipment you saw used in your salute report. So if you saw they were carrying weapons, you would give a description of if it was small arms, if they had heavy weapons, if they had artillery, if they had vehicles, or if they just had tools, if they had a stick, whatever. You're going to send that up in your salute report. So, now that I've covered the tasks that you're going to need to do, we're going to run practice session here. I'm going to go around, I'm going to individually demonstrate to you the tasks you need to do. how to do it, answer any questions, show you how to do your 2 scanning techniques, make your observations, find indicators, and submitting the salute report. All right, practice session is now done. So we're going to move on into the testing phase. So for the testing phase, before you do that, I need to inform you that to be a go at this training, you have to be a go at each of the 3 essential tasks of your training. These tasks are: conduct observations in your sector using your 2 methods, i.e. your rapid scan and your slow scan. Your second essential task is you are going to have to identify indication of activities, i.e. in this case, someone was building a trench. And then finally, you're going to have to submit a salute report. You're going to have to send up that size, activity, location, uniform time, and equipment in that order, and you're going to have to do it right. All right, before we get into that, I am going to once again give you your task conditions and standards. Listen to this briefing. So, your task is to conduct surveillance without the use of electronic devices. Your conditions are: you are a member of a squad or team in the defensive position and must conduct surveillance within your assigned sector, doing both daylight and limited visibility, i.e. nighttime. Some iterations should be performed in MOP 4. We are not doing nighttime or MOP 4. Your standards: identify potential activity indicators and conduct a visual search of your assigned sector. Submit salute report as required. You will have, before I give you your time, anyone who does not complete the standard to training, i.e. get a go in all 3 essential tasks, you will have to conduct retraining, which will be at this location 1 week from today, April 6th, 2021 at 1600. Same equipment will apply. That is for anyone who is either only practiced or untrained. Anyone who is trained will not have to undergo retraining. All right, I will need 5 minutes to conduct training. Begin. All right. I will need 5 minutes to conduct the testing portion. Begin. All right, the testing portion is now complete. I'm going to conduct an evaluation of all soldiers that underwent training today. Today we had 3 soldiers. 1 soldier is trained. 2 soldiers are practiced. For those 2 soldiers, we will conduct retraining at this location 1 week from today, April 6, 2021 at 1600 Eastern Standard Time. All right. Now that testing phase is done, I am going to police up my training area. Up the area, let's go into a quick after-action review. So, someone explained to me what was supposed to happen today. That is correct. We were supposed to conduct training on conducting surveillance without the aid of electronic devices. What did happen today? That is correct. We conducted that training. So, what are some improves that could have happened for today's training? All right, you would have liked to see more training aids. You would like to see something represent personnel. All right, I will see about getting those training aids for next time. What are some sustains? What are some things that we should keep in the training? We should keep the training area. I agree. I thought this was a good area. It covered everything we needed. All right. And lastly, what are some suggestions or things you would give to improve this training, or just things you'd like to see added on? All right. I will take that into consideration going forward. All right, if there are no questions at this time, this concludes training. I will now close out my training area, gather up all my equipment, we will get on out of here. Y'all are dismissed.